stand.
Hello, hello. We are live.
Oh, what's going on with my hair?
I'm going to share this on Instagram. But welcome for anyone that's watching this after the live stream, because there's no one watching right now.
You just press start.
Yeah. Usually takes a little bit for everyone to join in, but I'm going to tell everyone on Instagram that we are live. Smile. Look at your face.
Yeah, not very good.
Oh wow. So I asked everyone on Instagram for some questions as well for us to answer. Alright, so Instagram now knows that we're live. Any updates you want to give for this week?
Still in lockdown, still sleeping bad, still kicking. Got some new toys for the kids to play with.
Finally. The delivery has been so long.
Yeah. Got a water gun, new soccer ball, some paintbrushes, some paint. Hopefully they like them.
Didn't get the paint yet.
Hi,
Whitney.
Not much you can do with paintbrushes. Yeah, paint.
Jazz is obsessed. How are you, Whitney? It must be morning where you are. I should not have eaten this lolly well. I'm trying to talk. So, how is this time for everyone? It's just slightly earlier for those people that were like on in the live stream last time. They were saying it was getting too late. So I thought 7 o'clock. And yeah, we only just got the kids down to bed, so we're kind of rushing, but
we got there.
We got there in the end.
Have we got any questions that we can answer from Instagram?
Tired, our son has since
2:30 a.m. It's okay, maybe I can take over there.
It's 5 a.m. Oh, I didn't time that very well. It's so hard to get a time that everyone's. I guess you're up anyway, so you may as well join our live. No, Jacob woke up at 2 a.m. this morning, but he went back to sleep at about 4 for like 2 hours, so. Which was just when Jazz woke up. It was a terrible night. I was up every hour of last night, which was fun. We might as well answer some questions.
Did you and your partner get couples counseling when you got your son's diagnosis?
No.
No.
We didn't. It's interesting that you say that though, because I wonder if like it would have helped. I don't know, it would have to be someone that's like really specific to like our situation and knows like that kind of situation. I don't think any therapist would be good in that situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it would be like couples counseling, more so like counseling for us individually.
Yeah.
Together.
Or just seeing someone and talking to someone, which is what we did, I guess. We spoke to people.
Yeah. I think honestly, talking to you guys like and talking to the camera was therapy for me. I was just like constantly talking about my feelings, and I shared that throughout Jacob's journey from before diagnosis to after diagnosis, and I think that really helped me. And Jordan, he talked a lot.
Yeah,
me.
spoke a lot to you, and there was a lot of I guess thinking that I had to do, just processing, which I still do.
Hi, I have autism and I have an AAC device. Nice. What's your name? Is it Rose or the Roses? Do you prefer? What do you prefer to be called?
The Roses.
It's so interesting. How old are you? It's always interesting to me to like
meet older people with autism and see their
people that use an AAC device, because like we don't know anyone that uses an AAC device, and Jacob uses it, but it's interesting to learn about people that use it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think you can wear the hoodies in the hotter days? No, sometimes I get too hot and I have to take it off. Like,
I'm actually kind of warm right now. My cheeks are red, but I think we don't have much longer till
that we can wear them.
it gets warmer. It gets pretty warm where we live, so I don't think, yeah.
You can use it in replacement of a blanket, like whilst on the couch and like in the night time. But if it's summer, no.
You won't want to.
Yeah,
I just realized we wear this in every live. Nighttime live, anyway.
I like it. It's like cozy. Like, even if it's not cold, just to have it like whilst on the couch instead of a blanket. Like, I don't have to move the blanket and fix it all up again, so I can just jump onto the couch.
I love it for when I go into Jacob's room in the nighttime, because it's obviously cold.
You don't have to grab a blanket.
I don't have to like get my blanket and everything like that. I just put my hood up and I'm like cozy and warm.
And you've still got the warmth of the bed. You know how the bed takes that time to warm up, and like you've been in bed, at least you bring a bit of the warmth with you.
Yeah, I wear this to bed anyway. So
Lily Rose is 16. Hi, Mum.
You said that so weird.
Well, I just saw that my mum's name's there saying hi. Hi, Mum.
Hi, Rosa.
Cool. Thanks for letting me know. Have a nice weekend to you all. Thanks for stopping by, Michelle.
Hoodies? I feel like everyone has hoodies.
I just saw the neighbours had one on the line outside, the avocado one.
Oh, we were talking to them about that.
You spoke to them?
Hoodies.
The one behind us.
Oh, no, not them.
Yeah. Jackson Brown says peace.
Oh, Jackson.
Jackson, are we playing Overwatch tonight? Thanks, Lily Rose. My son is 4 and non-verbal. We're trying to get an AAC device for him.
Are you trying to apply for funding?
Yeah, because I think we had to go through getting
funding first.
Speech therapist first to apply for it.
Yeah, the speech therapist had to write a report, like a really lengthy report,
to apply
get the funding
for the AAC device.
You had to apply for the funding, and then you had to order it, and
yeah, there's a long in between process, but
The Roses is my band name. Cool.
Nice.
What do you play?
Do you play an instrument or just vocals?
Just vocals.
Hey. Just vocals. Like, I mean, like, there's
you were the vocalist.
Yeah. I can't play an instrument, but I can sing, alright.
Why do some kids with ASD love TV and iPads so much? I think, this is just from me seeing it, is they tend to like the same things over and over again, and it's predictable. So, like, you know how they don't like change, they like the same. So, like, if they're watching something, it's predictable and something that they know that they like, so they're going to keep watching it. I also think it just helps them to switch off a little bit. Jacob doesn't, I mean, he does like TV. He likes his 2 movies, but he doesn't really watch them, does he?
He was watching it tonight. He watches Moana to like fall asleep.
Yeah.
And he only watches for like 5 minutes and then he crashes.
During the day, like more so now, he's watching his iPad with Post Malone on it.
Yeah, he only really likes Post Malone. Yeah. That's it. So we hear a lot of Post Malone.
Yeah, a new private speech therapist for him. Oh, you've changed speech therapists. Hopefully they can, like, our speech therapist knew what to write to get the funding. Hopefully they know, how to get the funding for the AAC. It's been so good for Jacob. I don't understand why they're so expensive, but it's been amazing.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Guitar, and I'm doing a gig near. You should come and watch. I don't think we can go watch anything with COVID happening.
I'm doing a gig near. You should come watch. You mean online?
Yeah, because if it's near, then you can't do it at the moment anyway. Legally. Yeah, if everyone can just hit the like button to get people's attention to see the chat and join in, we can
I also looked up.
get a bit more of a chat going.
I also looked up the super chats and the super stickers. So you know when someone puts up, they do a super chat and it comes up with a message.
Yeah.
In the colors, and then I click on it and it comes up on everyone's screen. But a super sticker is something different, which is like you can choose like a little emoji kind of thing, and it pops up on the screen for everyone. So that's the difference between the two. Everyone was asking last time.
My son has 20 hours of therapy a week via Zoom. Ooh. Due to the lockdown. Oh, all this is Zoom. Like even the schooling Zoom. It's like,
I'm glad we're not there yet. But
yeah, it's not happening at the same time as Jacob's being it. Like the fact that he's in
preschool, so he can still go.
Preschool's still on, whereas primary school and high schools are out of the question at the moment.
20 hours, that's a lot. That's good. We weren't able to get the 20 hours for Jacob, but he does, I think it's like 9 hours a week of therapy. It's still pretty good.
In March. Okay, so yeah, hopefully everything's calmed down by then.
Where are you playing? I don't know, like, do they know where we live?
What's been mentioned in the videos?
We know about where we live. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, I think we're out of the Instagram questions, but
my Sonia in it's either my son or my Sonia.
My son's in year 3.
Yeah, my son's in year 3.
So where are you from, Cindy? Because I'd be interested to know that he's doing that instead of school or alongside school, or how does he do with that, Cindy? My son doesn't like sitting still, let alone in front of a screen. Yeah, we do Jacob's speech therapy, which is only once a fortnight for 45 minutes, and Jacob is nowhere to be seen. Like, it's just me talking to the speech therapist.
Yeah, he can't have like a lesson in front of a screen. He just there's no chance.
No.
He won't look at like cartoons, let alone a person.
Yeah. My son. Oh, she could.
Yeah.
Watching from Germany. My daughter is autistic but cannot talk.
2 years.
She's 2 years old.
Yeah, you know, 2 years is still quite early.
I'm not sure why. I don't know why Jacob doesn't speak either. I don't really think there is an explanation other than he just prefers to speak in a different way, communicate in a different way. I don't know. Does anyone else have an answer for that? Because I don't really know. Yeah,
there could be like many reasons, and like we went through all the checklists with Jacob. Like we went and did a hearing test in case he has hearing difficulties. So that could be something. There was, what else did we do? We did like, we went through like a whole process. We got a genetic testing done.
That was after his diagnosis.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many things that it could be.
Sleep specialist.
Yeah.
I think
the sleep
when it comes down to it, like, we did concentrate a lot on Jacob's lack of speaking when he was 2 years old. But I honestly wish that we hadn't just focused on that, because it really just, I don't know, at that time it just sort of made us really upset, really sad. Whereas now we're just sort of in acceptance that, he might not speak, and he's going to speak in a different way. And I think
he gets his message across pretty well
oh,
a lot of the time. Like,
yeah.
even like today, he went and grabbed oats, milk, and a spoon, and was like,
And a bowl.
and was like, just gave it to us, like,
Make it.
make it. So
Yeah.
he told us what he wanted without telling us what he wanted.
Yeah.
I gotta take this off. Now that mentions that, I'm actually
It's
getting
warm
pretty
in.
warm.
And also on Google Meets this week. Also, you're doing I should look up the roses. Central Coast. He isn't in school at the moment due to COVID. Once school goes back, it will be cut back. Oh, that's cool. Did you get extra funding for that time? That's pretty cool. Speech apraxia is common in autism. I always wonder if Jacob has apraxia or not. I'm not sure how people diagnose that. So apraxia is when they want to speak and they have the signal doesn't go from their brain to their mouth to speak.
Right.
So like they want to, but it doesn't come out. I don't think that's the case with Jacob.
I don't think that's the case with Jacob either, just purely because the fact that, like, even if he wouldn't be able to speak, he'd be able to understand, right, with that, or no?
Yeah.
And he doesn't understand.
Sometimes he does.
He understands, like, no.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand, like, hey, come here, or something, like,
yeah.
It's
7:17.
Oh, Jess has been going with these, like,
all day, actually all week. I've been seeing reverse numbers, and I know that they come up a lot.
Yeah, they do, like, a lot.
But every time I look at the clock, it is like 717 or 616 or
313.
Literally every single time I look at the clock.
You should do the calculation or look it up and how many times that happens in a day, and
it happens
probably
a lot,
like 100.
But to like,
oh, it's 303, Jordan. It's 313.
It's a sign.
It's 202. Like, yeah, that happens a lot.
It is the shape of their palate and how their vocal cords combine. I have worked in disability for 10 years and I'm now training to be a speech therapist. Cool. That's awesome.
I have no friends and I'm 16. I have no friends for my whole life.
I'm sorry to hear.
Hey, you got friends in here.
Yeah.
I'll be a friend.
We'll watch your live show. Send us a link. I always see 11:11.
Yeah,
I see it
too. Just spotted that one to me tonight, and it was 5:55 this afternoon.
It can't be a coincidence. Like, I know that I'm not.
What do you mean it can't be? It is a coincidence. You don't want to believe that it's.
Someone sending me a message.
Yeah, text message.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lily. Most of my friends are online. I actually think that too. For myself personally.
Yeah.
We don't have many friends. And they're all online.
We're friendly with a neighbor. Like, that's about as far as it goes for us. Is within, like.
We have some friends in Sydney, but.
Within a 10-kilometer radius, there's our neighbours. That's it. And that's probably a big part is the fact that we've got kids that are similar age. Like, but they're nice people.
It's really hard to make friends like when you're older and you have kids, and like even when we go to the park and stuff, like you're chatting to someone but you're always distracted by the kids, or you just, I don't know, like I was talking to Jordan about this, like we were like, we should have gotten her number, but it's like, how weird is that? Like, it sounds weird, but it's not.
when she says we should have gotten her number, like I should probably give a bit of background to that. We were at the park and there was a little girl that was playing with Jazz, and they were getting along really well, and they were saying that they were quite new to the area as well, and like we're like saying, oh yeah, it's really hard to meet friends. I'm like,
We both said that,
I
so
was
why
thinking,
didn't we?
I was thinking, should we be asking this stranger for her number, or is that just weird? And I've done it before. And I'm like, look, what we'll do is we'll just come back to this park every week. And she lives down the road from there, she said.
Yeah.
So she's going to be stopping by again soon, and we'll do it next time.
I just think, I don't know, maybe it's me. I just feel awkward. I don't know.
Yeah, it is more awkward when you
I don't know. I don't know.
are getting older and, like, I don't know. It is harder to make friends when you're older,
I think it's also like you just have less time
to do
and,
something anyway.
like,
It's not like, hey, let's go
yeah.
grab a drink, because, like, when?
Yeah, let's go out to dinner. No.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I can stay because it's 5:30 a.m. here. I'm on the way to clinic, but good morning, guys. Good morning. It seems
Louder
like a
than
lot of you
noise.
are on in the mornings here.
Yeah, I think we probably should have done this a bit later, maybe.
But then people will be at work.
Yeah, true. I'm in New Zealand now, and we are in level 3, maybe level 2 soon.
What level are we in?
I don't know.
We're in the highest level.
Should I know?
I don't know. Yeah, seems like a lot of us are struggling in lockdown. I don't really think that maybe we are. The biggest thing, and I've said this many times, is that Jacob has a coughing stim, and it's very, very awkward when we go places where there's people, especially parks, and he starts coughing, and everyone's like, who's this
Sick
like
child.
person bringing a sick child out here? And he's not sick.
It happened as soon as we got to the park. Like, Jacob was just there looking at these kids on the spinning thing, and then he's just there. We just got there, and he's going, and like the lady's like looking. I'm like, and he just kept going, and he kept going, and I'm like, Jess, we gotta leave. I'm embarrassed. Like, this is like, I know I shouldn't because he's not sick, but they don't know that. And what, I'm gonna go explain to these random strangers, oh hi, sorry, he's got a stim.
But then there was many families, like we would have had to keep explaining. Someone suggested getting like a shirt that says not Rona, it's asthma or something like that. Like, I'm not
It's just
sick.
asthma, not corona.
Hi Madeline, how are you guys finding lockdown? Yeah,
I think it's just the fact that we're very restricted to being at the house, whereas like I'd love to take the kids to like the pools, like a heated pools, or like do something. Like, they're not getting their swimming lessons.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We can't just like break a bit of the day up by going to like a shopping center or something, like just to go, you know, like
go to a play center. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I mean, I consider ourselves really lucky
to have like a backyard.
We have a huge backyard that we can have a big trampoline and a swing set, and
we've got space in the backyard. Whereas if you didn't have space in the backyard, you can't just keep going to the park unless it's like across the road.
Imagine we didn't have a backyard. Like,
being in an apartment in lockdown, like or a unit.
I feel for you guys.
Like my sister's in an apartment. And she's got a child as well. So being with a child in an apartment, yeah, you'd have to keep going to the park. There's only so long you can really stay at the park as well. It's like, eventually you want to go home and just like relax and like, you know, at least we can go outside and like eat some lunch in the backyard with like the kids, play with the hose and stuff. You can't really do that at the park.
We've just been doing a lot of
outside. It's just a dog barking. It's okay.
I thought it was the kids. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of just sitting in the backyard.
I saw someone said your boy has his mum's beautiful smile.
Everyone always says Jacob looks a lot like me.
I love his smile. Like
Uh,
his smile, like it
his
just
honest, his true honest smile when he's doing it, you're
it's
just like, you know, that's pure happiness
yeah. Like see,
because
Jazz does like this fake smile, like like she does
yeah,
like this put on like oh happy, like
yeah.
she does it, but she is happy, but she does like a sometimes like a force like
Isn't
and
it interesting that at 2 years old
yeah.
you can
She,
like put something on?
she does do a lot of acting,
Yeah,
but
she's
uh,
gonna be an actor.
whereas Jacob won't fake smile. Like he won't smile just to smile. He'll
What
smile when
you
he's truly happy.
what you see from Jacob is his true feelings.
Yeah, we can't be like, oh, let's take a family photo and everyone smile. Jacob won't smile for that. Like you
No,
got to get him to smile.
I can get Jazz to
Jazz would
smile.
smile. Yeah.
Say cheese.
Um,
We just have to tickle Jacob and he'll just smile.
she cried a lot. Why? Um, who cried a lot?
Jazz?
When? We didn't mention that.
I don't know. She does cry. I think all kids do.
Yeah.
I think that's just an age thing. I mean, adults cry, so I don't know if that's what they're talking about.
My son cried a lot too as well. Jacob used to cry heaps when he was a baby. He cried like
As a newborn, yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
almost like you had to always be on him or bouncing him or like
He wasn't happy unless we were moving around with him.
yeah, you couldn't even like if you were holding him as a baby, if you sat down, he would cry.
Mm.
You'd have to stand up and walk around and move him around and whatever. Like
That would have to be the very
you
first.
couldn't sit down holding him. He just wouldn't. He didn't like it.
That would have to be the very first sign we saw of
Of
autism.
something, yeah.
We didn't see it in hindsight, like looking back. That was the first sign.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He can't stop himself like now.
Mm.
Like in general, he can't just unless he's gonna fall asleep. Like
He won't stop.
he's just very go go go, and
He was like that as a
he was
newborn.
like that as a newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember like looking back to newborn stage? I think with my video of like the baby signs of autism, like it kind of took off a lot, and I understand why it did take off, because everyone's like interested to know whether their children have autism or not.
Yeah, that video's got like over
and
1 million views.
It's kind of taken off in a wrong direction, though. I feel like throughout that entire video, I said it multiple times, like these can be typical sign, like typical of a baby.
Signs to look for.
But Jacob did all of these put together,
And they're like, oh, well, my kid claps their hands, or my kid lines things up, and my child doesn't have autism. But the thing was that they are things that typical children do, but it's the fact that Jacob did. This is what
all
our son did, and he did all of these
consistently,
Yeah.
continuously. And I think I was watching someone else's video the other day. No, someone on Instagram was talking about a viral video, and they were like, it's not your community that's talking. It's people, new people that have never seen your channel before. They've never seen who you are.
Yeah, and it's
They
just
don't know who you are.
it's just a lack of like just
They're just commenting.
and they don't know. And like you do that sometimes. Like you just you say what you know. Like you can't know what you haven't seen, right? Like it just sounds that way. Mrs. Henderson says William was the same. Her son constantly had to be bounced or rocked in the car for a drive. Yeah.
Do you know how many drives I went on to get him to sleep? Ooh.
In the middle of the night, yeah, it'd be like 1 in the morning, and Jess is like, I have to take him for a drive, and I'd be like, now? And she's like, yeah.
Do you know I looked back at a video of me doing a 6-week update on Jacob, and my face, I look exhausted. Like I didn't know what hit me when he was born. He didn't sleep. He was never settled. He had to be either on me to sleep or in the carrier for Jordan, bopping up and down. Like, I honestly look back to that time and think we thought that was like typical of a newborn.
Yeah, we
and
just
it
thought,
can
oh,
be.
people say the first 6 weeks are a blur, and like that's what we just presumed was the norm.
And
But then,
that can happen.
yeah, but then also our sisters would then have a child, and they would sleep from 7 till 7, and
No,
say,
not
oh,
straight away.
I feel like they're sleeping too long, and should I wake them up? And we're like going,
I actually,
sure.
but I actually think back to that time a lot, and I think we thought that was like, we thought that was what was
People
the
were
go,
doing.
and we never like asked for help. When I was first had Jacob, I don't know why I had this mentality of like I wanted to do it all by myself. I didn't want any help. I
Yeah, we wanted to do
refused
it.
help. I don't know. I just thought maybe he'll lose that bond with me if he's not with me all the time. And then I look back and go, I was so stupid. Like, you should have asked for help because you were dying. You were literally not sleeping and not like sitting still.
Yeah, and then I remember like because before that when you were pregnant, you said
Mm.
you said, "Oh, this sucks. I hate trying to sleep with this big tummy and
It
my
did
big
suck.
pregnant." Yeah, I know, but then it's like you would complain because of the lack of sleep, and then when you finally had Jacob like a couple weeks in or whatever, you're like, "What was I thinking? It was so much easier when he was in there. I could actually sleep."
Well, not really. I had so much bad reflux. Does Jacob show signs of self-harming?
Not as much as he used to,
Um,
but
he has
sometimes.
been recently hitting his head.
But not as bad as he used to. He used to get like against the brick wall,
mm,
and he would actually go like that, and you'd have to like run
stop
to
him.
him to get him away from the brick wall. If he was chucking like a tantrum or something, and he'd try and smack his head with
I
he
think
wouldn't.
he couldn't, he was so frustrated that he couldn't communicate with us that it was so frustrating to him that he had to do that.
He
It
didn't.
makes me cry to think about
Yeah,
that. Like, he gets to that level that he has to hurt himself.
he didn't. You keep pulling on this cable.
Oh,
He didn't really take aware of like what was behind him. It's not that he knew that there was bricks there. It's just the fact that he would swing his head back, and he wouldn't be aware of, oh, that's soft, that's hard. He just would just crack, and you'd be like, oh man.
yeah.
Yeah.
My
Carpets.
my son needed swaddling too, like the deep pressure. Jacob likes swaddling.
Yeah, he loved swaddling.
We use the Love to Dream swaddle a lot for him, but yeah, it's so hard for me to like think back to that time because it was kind of a blur. But um, yeah, it's interesting when you look back and you go, oh yeah, he used to like stare at the fans for hours, and he used, I just
We didn't know
so
that
many things.
he wasn't keeping eye contact. We didn't, we weren't really looking for the signs.
Yeah, autistic traits are human traits. It's the duration and the frequency.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah,
Couldn't
like
have said it better.
I think in one of the videos I put that Jacob would like build up the blocks,
And
and
they're
a
like,
lot of people like that's so like typical, and I'm like, no, but he would do it over and over and over and over and over, and it was just like, he was stuck.
yeah, and the hand flapping, like, oh yeah, my kids flap their hand. Yeah. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Um, so Mrs.
Yes.
Henderson says, yes, Whitney, I remember using those swaddles that have the Velcro shut otherwise. He would always get his arms out. Yeah, Jacob would always find a way. You'd have to do it a special way and do it extra tight and get that arm.
I used to do one
And
swaddle and then do one over the top as well. So like he would like stuck.
but he liked that.
Yeah, he liked it.
Um,
My son needed swaddling up until he was 2 and rocked in chair to fall asleep at night. Yeah, Jacob needed rocking and bopping
bouncing.
and
Yeah, I remember I would do like lunges in the lounge room in the middle
Yeah.
of the night, going up and down the lounge room.
And an interesting thing that Jacob did when he was able to stand up was he would jump in his bed for 4 to 5 hours. Was it like at nighttime?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he would just jump, jump, jump happily, jump, 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 jump in his bed for hours. And I used to feel like sometimes I used to feel bad, and I'm like, oh, he's happy, like
Let him do it.
let
Yeah.
him do it and let him regulate himself to go to sleep. And like autism, like he needed to regulate himself, and it it was like that was at the breaking point. We were just like, that's a long time for someone to be trying to get to sleep. No other way worked. Like if I was in there, he would not go to sleep. And then so we tried melatonin, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Yeah, that definitely, like, apparently some people it doesn't work that well on them, the melatonin.
That's
But
because they're not lacking melatonin.
yeah, but
It
for,
only works for people that have a deficiency.
which Jacob does. So my son also hits his head on whatever's in front of him, or punches his head. Yeah, Jacob would also slap it. Or he throws whatever is in front of him. It is so sad watching them hurt themselves. Yeah,
I'm
there's nothing
sorry.
worse whenever you see it and then they hurt themselves and they start crying and you just feel really bad.
I'm sorry that
It's
you go through that. That's like we know it's
we feel your
nice.
pain. It's pretty horrible when you see that. Um, and you just want them to be happy. But it may as it did for Jacob, it may phase out like as if he's getting his needs met and starts getting all his like things that he needs, like
Regulating
if he's
things.
regulating, like if he's getting that jolly I don't know how old is the child again, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend. We had the Jolly Jumper and Jacob.
He
Oh
loved
my
that thing.
god, it's called the Jolly Jumper, and it's like
But you're not really supposed to use it after a certain age, but he did.
yeah, but it was so great, and I think that was one of the biggest early things that really helped him be happy. We used that a lot.
When he was, I think it was like 6 months, he started using it, and we were just like,
He loves it.
I am so glad we bought this
Yeah, that was
because
that was probably the first like purchase that we were like, this is helping.
and that was the first time we could leave him and he would be okay.
Yeah, it's called the Jolly Jumper. Cindy,
I'm sure people have seen it
well,
before.
maybe not. Like we didn't know about it.
But I think, like, honestly, like with Jacob, especially, I've just put up a sensory bedroom tour, and
Those things
adding
help.
all of those things to his room enables him to regulate himself, and he has been a lot calmer in his room. He loves his room now.
He still doesn't sleep great, but he's definitely a lot happier during the day.
Yeah.
Like whether or not he gets overhyped and he can get like too excited and like
Yeah.
but he's happy the great majority of the time. Oh, he's 9.
My son jumped in his crib a lot too. Yeah, so that happened, and then he turned 2, and then he learned how to climb out of the
Oh yeah,
cot. And so, like,
that brought a
that
whole
was
new.
a game changer for
Yeah,
me.
we're like,
Like,
oh, he can get out.
I had a newborn at the time too.
Whitney Mason says, my son self harms too. Cindy, it's really hard. My son jumped off his crib too a lot. That happened with us as well. Mrs. Henderson says, yes, I remember that. It was so cute to watch, but then the rocking of the cot started.
Oh, did they rock the cot?
Sorry, guys. Gotta leave early. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Take care of yourself, Brie.
So her child's 9 and self harming.
That's so hard. I honestly like. I'm posting a video tomorrow talking about this, but we're trialing a new medication with Jacob for his.
Yeah.
For his hyperactivity. We aren't sure whether we're going to continue this one.
Yeah. We've tried it before.
Yeah, it's just a very, very, very low dose of the medication that we were giving to him for sleep a while ago, which didn't work.
Now it's to
I
calm him down during the day, but
yeah, I honestly think like if they're self-harming, um, don't rule out medication. I'm not saying to medicate, but I'm just saying listen to the professionals, listen to all the options, because sometimes if you're watching your child self-harm all day long,
it's hurting them and you.
it's got to be an option um, to help everyone. We have a little exercise trampoline that my son loves now.
Yeah, so cool. Trampolines
Yeah.
are a big thumbs up in my books.
Thanks, Mrs. Henderson. Is your child nonverbal, Cindy?
It may take some time to get through. It's a bit of a delay.
There is a delay. Yeah, it's super hard, and if he is nonverbal, that's even harder to communicate across if they're self-harming. But yeah, I'm sad that this is the direction of the conversation, but it's also important to talk about.
Self-harm, yeah.
So, self-injurious behavior. Um, I don't think they like to call it self-harm because self-harm is like to do with mental health.
Okay, right.
So, does Jacob have an ADHD diagnosis? I've been thinking about that for our son. No,
We
but
want
we want
to
to.
because
Yes.
we're quite sure that he does have it, but our doctor for Jacob doesn't want to diagnose him with that until he's 5, which he's 4.5. So I don't,
She doesn't want to do the assessment until he's 5.
because of the fact that when kids are so little, under the age of 5, they generally do show a lot of signs of ADHD, possibly without having it, and it's much harder for them to diagnose because toddlers in general are very hyperactive, and it's hard to get a diagnosis.
He is verbal. We do the zones of regulation and he knows them. However, when he gets cranky, he goes from 1 to 100. Sounds like sensory overload.
Yeah, and Jacob does that. You can see it in his eyes. Sometimes he like flicks the switch and he goes into this hyped up mode. You can
He's
see
not himself.
he's not him. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's on like a buzz, and you can see it, and like he was on it, like on that buzz tonight, and I just tried to like kind of cuddle him.
You took him to his room.
Took him to his room, shut the lights, and like put on Moana, like his favorite calming movie, and just put him up to his bed, and just like I tried to stand where the ramp was because he kept trying to get off, and I was like kind of blocking the exit. So then he started to watch a bit, and then he was like, "Oh, you know what? Like my bed's kind of comfy." And
Melatonin's kicking in.
yeah.
Oh, he takes Dex, melatonin, and Catapress. So Catapress is what we're trialing with Jacob. Cindy, are you on Instagram? I have a feeling I've spoken to you before or watched your Instagram or something. Maybe I've got the wrong person.
I think she means, "Sorry guys, I didn't mean to change your life, not your life." Maybe she means life.
I didn't mean to change your life.
Probably
No.
live. No,
I didn't mean like that.
that's good.
I
That
just
we've
I
got
said
a topic.
I meant I feel sad that we're even at the point where we're talking about it. Like everyone's talking about their children and self-injurious behavior. It just makes me sad that we have to
That we have to
talk
talk about
it
it.
because
Yeah.
I wish that we didn't have to. You know?
And that it was all positive, but life's not about rainbows and butterflies.
I'm 21 and have neurofibromatosis, same genes and chromosomes as autism. I'm still headbanging and sibling. I physically can't express myself any other way. My worst trait is probably I'm arm biting and not being able to regulate. I'm sorry.
What's sibbing?
Sibbing. I'm not sure. What's sibbing? Stimming? Not sure.
Yeah, probably stimming. But yeah, just try and find the things that help you to
I'm sure they have.
express the best you can, and just keep trying.
Yeah.
One day at a time. That's whenever I'm having like a bad period where I'm feeling upset or overwhelmed or tired or angry about anything, the world in general, just whatever. I just have that one saying I always go back to, and when I found out about Jacob's diagnosis and just like any bad period, just keep telling yourself, even if you're not happy at work, whatever it may be, I just always say it's just one more day. It's one day at a time. It's just one day.
Yeah, and I even was talking to someone the other day, and then she even said 1 hour at a time, and I'm like, lockdown's got me feeling like that. You literally have to take an hour at a time and just get through the hour that you're currently in to go
That's
on
it.
to the next one.
Time's not going to stop for anybody. It's the
Oh,
one thing we can't stop.
sibbing is self-injurious behavior.
Okay.
I knew it was SIB, I just didn't know sibbing. Yeah. Oh, I guess yeah, we're gonna end the live now. Thank you guys so much for joining. It was a good conversation. I think if you ever want to reach out, let me know. Oh, you said yes, we have chatted live. Okay. I honestly, like, I feel bad every time someone's like talking to me and like they've said we've talked before, and I kind of forget.
There's a lot of conversations that we have, but
My inbox gets pretty full pretty quickly, and I feel bad, but you know, in that moment, I am talking to you and I am listening to you, what you're saying. So thank you for reaching out.
yeah,
I am going to head off now, but I'm going to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and I hope you guys can join us next week. We're going to do it at 10 a.m. So
just
we're going to alternate.
polish off the last couple questions. Stimming is a good repetitive behavior to calm you. I work with SEND children.
SEN, S-E-N.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, is it send?
No, you're probably right. It's just probably an error.
We spent 2 weeks in hotel quarantine with a severely autistic son. It was an hour at a time. I could not even imagine. I could not.
Yeah.
You are a saint. You are amazing for getting through that. I don't know how you did.
Oof.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Like, see, we find that Jacob is generally more overwhelmed and wreaking havoc when he's in the house compared to if he's outside or at the beach or at the park. He seems more at peace and like more calm in general. He likes
He's
being free. He's definitely a nature boy. So yeah, try to take the kids out in nature as much as possible, even through
She
COVID.
was in 2 weeks.
I know. There's nothing she could do then, but like maybe as soon as you're out of the quarantine, just.
Well, yeah, she probably did to take them.
I couldn't imagine.
I actually like that. Actually makes me nervous thinking about. But you're amazing for doing it.
I guess you got to do what you got to do. Like,
yeah, if you have to do it, you have to do it.
Oof. That sounds rough.
You need lots of snacks.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Thank you guys. I'm gonna sign off. Bye.